Heidi ho, Patronajects. I am Greg. We are going to watch Attack on Titan, whatever episode this is. It's the latest one, according to this timeline. Let's watch it. I'm not gonna lie, the one show that I greatly always desire a recap for is Attack on Titan. So the fact that there's not a recap here has me concerned because this is one of those shows where a lot of the time it's like Game of Thrones, where it's just like this little line is mentioned, and then I get comments of, "You totally missed this major thing." I'm like, "What? This they were just talking, and it just happened in the middle of the conversation." So I like everything to be absorbed. But man, the return of the episode last week was fantastic, and I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but I hope you guys do get a chance to check it out. Right now, as filming this, we shot a Game of Thrones reaction last night. I was like all concerned because the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer was supposed to drop at 6 a.m. So I was like, all right, I got to be up at like 4:30 to get that reaction up for Game of Thrones. That way, it has like an hour to breathe at least. And then I just didn't fall asleep. So you're watching Greg here on an all-nighter who just can't seem to fall back asleep. And what better way to fall asleep than watching this really exciting, engaging, dark show? It's probably just gonna wake me up some more. So I might as well film. Isn't it annoying when people who pull all nighters keep pointing that out? I realize I've been doing that. Hey, he's gonna climb up. Ooh, buddy. Oh, damn. Smart. Damn, they're all gonna meet the Beast Titan. Ugh. Fucking explosives, man. I like that diva one who's that his arms like. Sometimes when they run, it's like disturbing or funny. God damn, they're not. It's scary because they're not all. It's like mindless titans. Oh no, so many people are gonna die. Interesting. You even hit one guy? Okay. Whoa, Levi! Hey, porn star Titan. Ew, poor guy. Cool. God, the music in this show is so good. Oh, okay. Was that part of the plan? Oh, good job throwing them off their plan. Eee, whoop. It's like a Game Boy. Oh, damn, that's right. He could harness the whole power. Good point. I love this episode already. Like just the whole it's like all strategy. I love it. It's like everyone's thinking about every angle. Very fucking cool. God, it shows so cool. Nice, dude. That was awesome. Oh! I love those. I don't know what these are called, but these like blueprints of shit. I love that. Badass. Man, it's gonna be a long ass battle. Oh, shit. Wow. That's a haunting image. Oh, they're all like looking up at him. It's like having it in your own time. It's like having the most ultimate Jaeger. Oh. Finish him, Aaron. Oh. Oh. Nah, man. Ow. Ah. That is so cool. Wow. Nice, dude. Did the little Burt Reynolds pose there. Ooh, buddy. Oh! Oh! Oh, I love it. Fuck yeah. Oh, damn! It's like fighting a big boss villain in a fucking video game. Come on! God, the fucking music in this episode is so good. Oh! Oh, fuck! I can't believe they went to be continued. Wow, that was crazy. All right, now to Attack on Titan Jr. Just to bring some levity to the situation here. That was nuts. That was fucking nuts. That was so cool. Why couldn't the first half of this season be as good as this? You know? Damn. I mean, I guess you needed to build up to all this shenanigans that we're into now. Man, I am loving this. Like, from last episode to this, I guess I'm just a sucker for some good action. That's more to it than that, man. I'll talk about it after I confirm there is no post credit scene, which this show never has or rarely does. In terms of action, I could totally see how you can make a live action version of this show. It's just like the story. I can't imagine how you could possibly make such a thick story into a movie. I can't tell if this is a preview or a post credit scene, so I'm just gonna stop it, and you guys can tell me later. Well, that was that's what you call a fucking episode of TV right there. You know, for like 20 something minutes, it's really thick. There's a lot that's going on in this episode. One thing I really, really admire about this show when they do it well, you know, like this is where I felt the first half of season three can get very over convoluted, very thick with its like amount of information. I thought this was balanced neatly, and I really love the Attack on Titan structure with its episodes because it can be a little not like definitively non-linear, but at times non-linear. Like in example for this episode when you know you're seeing a lot of the strategizing happening and you're hopping around the internal monologues of the characters when Eren is in Titan form and he's running into the city as opposed to escaping to lure Reiner out. You do a flashback to see what that they did have a plan and what the plan is that we can. I like the storytelling here. I even like, you know, I call it the blueprint moment when they like there's no music and it just has some piece of information, or when you know you're seeing their strategy and it had a little like Game Boy looking effect, like look kind of computery and cheesy, but when they mix that style up, I'm a big fan of that. And there's just so much in here that I really love. You know, my favorite genre for you guys who don't know, like people ask me all the time what my favorite genre is, and I think it's you know art house action. I feel like that's my favorite genre. When it comes to like the stories I like to write personally, or the stories I come up with, or movies I'm drawn to, Yeah, I'm surprised I don't own a lot of art house action, but I just love action stories that have a really high level of intelligence brought to it more than just, oh, this is cool, but having a lot of thought put into it. For example, the whole before Aaron and Reiner started duking it out, they just had a lot of trying to outwit each other. They have the whole formation of all the Titans, which is a terrifying thought, just simply terrifying. Because the Titans, while every once in a while there's a Titan who can kind of control the direction in which they move, like when Aaron harnessed the coordinate power and he had them all attack Reiner, as I showed in a little flashback here. Having that is one thing, but to see that they're forming in battle formation, just waiting ready to attack and follow orders, is scary, because these Titans are usually like out of control and unpredictable, and you just kind of know them as like these essentially giant fast zombies, you know what I mean? Like mindless creatures just running after you, like, oh, you're food, I want you. And then here, you're like, oh shit, they can be really controlled, and they have a leader. They seem to have a couple of, like, there's Titans with a high level of intelligence. It's, to me, it's just a scary ass situation to be in. But the first half of this was all just the battle of outwitting each other. You have Commander Irwin on top of the wall, and he's trying to think this through. And you even get Levi making some meta commentary like, "Do you have something to say yet?" Because he's doing. I love that self awareness. Because there's so much thinking he's doing, and especially with an anime, you're kind of just used to characters who just have so much internal monologuing going on, and that you're not. A lot of times, characters don't acknowledge, like, they've just been thinking for a while, and we haven't heard them say anything. And Levi acknowledging that bravery, that badassery of just, yeah, I'm gonna go take on that beast Titan of Levi, by the way, was just such a cool moment. But you have Irwin outthinking him. You got Reiner climbing the wall, and Reiner, then you go into his internal monologue, and he's trying to think like, wait, what are they doing? This isn't going according to plan. I got to kill those horses, but now Aaron's out there. But they got to know that we're trying to get Aaron. Like, I love how they just put you in such a high stakes situation with these characters who become so well developed, and the enemies and the good guys, they know each other so well, and the way they would think on the battlefield, that they're just constantly trying to be like 10 steps ahead of the next person. That's all they're trying to do before they engage in battle. I love that. I thought the writing of it was so neat, and the choice of when to reveal people's thought process, or show a certain flashback here or there, even hopping into Erwin's flashback of thinking about how the scouts aren't as strong as they used to be, and remembering the amount of scouts that have died under his command. Like that haunting imagery of him standing on top of those corpses, and then they're all just looking up directly at him, just lifeless bodies. So scary. It's just like it's crazy to me how they crammed so much in this 20 minutes, and it moves at such a fast pace. Yet I didn't personally I don't know, I don't follow fandom thoughts on Attack on Titan. Like, anime is actually I'll hear about Game of Thrones or Marvel or DC, whatever, or Star Wars, but I never keep up to date on how fandom is responding to a certain anime show that I'm following. So I don't know how people are responding to this. Me personally, I thought this was wonderfully executed, because even the fighting was great. Taking Aaron's ability to harden really fast, which is something I definitely no, I don't, especially when I'm low on food and sleep. Aaron's ability to create the hardening effect, so he can, like, block up a hole in the wall, is really cool. It was already a cool thing, but when he puts it into his fist and they form like the design around his knuckles, oh, that's so cool. And watching him go toe to toe with Reiner, and the invention of this thunder spear that Hange came up with. And I love the elevated effect of that, because essentially I was like, oh, they're like rocket launchers, but no, they're old fashioned. This is not taking place in present day time, and the concept that you have to be around a lot of other things in order for you to be safe, because the person using it puts themselves at danger of getting killed themselves. This whole episode was more than just get in there, fuck some people up, fuck some Titans up. It was all strategy, even within the entire action sequence as well. It was all strategy. I don't know if we're just like this last half of this season just going to be spent all here leading up to that mid credits tease, which seemed like it was hinting at the end of all this, which I think is really smart. Because you just know shit's gonna go wrong, you know shit's gonna go bad. So even when you get this episode of hope and optimism and like, oh damn, this ended on a to be continued note as if they've won this specific part of the battle, you're like, but no, there's more bad stuff ready to come. I know there is, you know. I was this really brought me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, all right? Like I really love the first two seasons of Attack on Titan. The first half of this season, I know we had a long break. In the first half of this season, while the last half of the first half, I really did enjoy. There wasn't an episode that met up to any of the love that I had for the first two seasons, and these last two episodes have just right away brought me back to, yeah, this is the show I remember loving. So yeah, I'm fucking excited to be here, man. This is so cool. This is just so cool. And like getting back to like the sweeping shots, the tracking imagery, the amazing character designs, the creature designs, the details on the animation. It's so good. I want to get a little bit more in touch with Mikasa again, because right now we get a lot of Eren focus, we get a lot of Armin focus, which I really appreciate, and everything I've really been liking. You know, I'm my girl Mikasa, man. She's my homegirl. I want to see more of her. Anywho, guys, thanks for watching. How have you guys been feeling about this season of Attack on Titan? Be curious to know. Like, are you guys enjoying it? Put it in the comments. See you guys soon.